I want to fast forward up to the moment that we had the start of something called Morning Live. And this was, remember, we spoke about Goeiemorgen South Africa, or South Africa, but this, of course, was then taken over by Morning Live. And Morning Live being on your screens for now the better part of 26 years is how long this program has been going for, and going strong, might I add, with some of the most wonderful people passing through its doors and many people working behind. I mean, I remember when I first got the job here and standing and looking at what this was all about and understanding the magnitude of the SABC and the program. But there's a force behind this program. It's not about what you see in front of the camera, it's about what happens behind that camera. One of the first people I was ever introduced to, and we've brought him back, was a technical director. His name, Paul Molefe, and here he is with us. Oh man, Paul, how are you?
Leon, I tell you, I'm fine, and I must say that I give my gratitude to Paul Molefe, because he's the one, you know, who has been a visionary to say we need to join television.
Yeah.
And these police, you know, are not going to harass us as they used to. And today it brings amazing memories.
Yeah, yeah.
You were there, you know, we crossed, zigzagged this country, and one of the most outstanding live broadcasts was when we actually did it beneath the sea.
Yes.
And we were in a submarine. You were there with Lydia Plakis and the SABC OB guys. I dropped my head to them, because not a single fault or losing, you know, satellite or sound. Everything was so perfect that we actually, you know, clap hands with tears on our eyes to say SABC, you know, is a pendulum of broadcast, and it's in the same wavelength as the BBC's, you know, the CNN, the China television, and indeed entire networks globally.
And it did. Walk with me down memory lane. Don't fall over there, because this is kind of where it all began for Morning Live. But I mean, you were with the SABC and the public broadcaster way before Morning Live. When did you start?
I started 1981 in sport department.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned to news, because there were two posts that they wanted, specifically black technical directors, because some of the seniors realized that language was so important. If a presenter ad-libs, they are lost.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, you know, I give myself, you know, glory, but Leon, sport taught me that everything needs to be in infotainment. Yeah. So when I joined news, I said to them after a month, every Friday there's a boxing, every Saturday there's boxing, we need to cross live. Yeah. Unfortunately, the late Mandla Msibi, you know, agreed, that they shale, you know, they feel, you know, the Sifakonyaga, they agreed to say, let's go live. And I had to actually write a letter that if the live broadcast fails, then I'm going to go back to sport. Yes. Because I brought, you know, a mess into their bulletin. But guess what, Leon? The late Dumile Mateza was there. He brought in two important main boxers, and we went live for the first time. Wow. And that brought tears on my face, because after that live broadcast, all the big shots of news were there. Andre Leroux were there, the late Christo Crescenya, you know, Mandla Msibi, you know, and from there, it was now the beginning of great things to happen. And we kept on going live every Friday and Saturday. And apart from that, news became a pendulum of, you know, all television networks.
And it did, and this is the thing, and it just grew and grew and grew. So we've taken you on a slight journey where literally we would walk from, that was, you know, this is the entrance of the SABC, and as you arrive here into the building, obviously there's all the security you've got to go through, and then we scream down the passage into the lift, so that's what live television's all about. You've got to get there, and you've got to get there fast. Nobody's waiting for you. But, you know, we've been there covering some of the most amazing events and live events events. I want to ask you what has stood out for you. I mean, as we walk down this passageway, I want you to reminisce with me. I mean, I know I've worked with you on major ones. We did a broadcast, as you say, from a submarine, one from an SAA flight.
Yes.
I mean, that was just insane,
Yes,
the SAA
was
flight.
there.
But it was the big moments like when Tata Madiba died. That was a big one.
Leon, I tell you, for the first time in my career, you know, I was warned to say any slight mistake, you are going to not even face disciplinary action, but we're going to fire you. And I don't want to lie, I fasted for 2 days to say, Heavenly Father, let there be no a slight mistake, be it sound or whatever. And I tell you, Leanne, Robin Kenner from CNN would always call me every day. How are the plans? Are you happy? And I said, you know what? I'm happy because I've got a dream team. And Cosmos was there, Shabala. Sitlogelo Toke was there, the head projects. And Leanne, all the well-known personalities were there. Presidents from our continent, Oprah Winfrey and the boyfriend were there. You know, the royal family from UK were represented. All presidents were actually there. I mean, after that broadcast, when we you know, it was done, we went to the loo with one guy that I fasted with. We just prayed to thank God that, you know, it is not our might and experience, but it was His grace, because there was not a single sound problem or any other thing. And guess what? Our SABC got accolades, and so is the government. So I really thank everybody who actually was part and parcel of that funeral.
Amazing. And I know that's just one of many memories. But we're going to take a little journey. I know this is not going to work in the lift, so I'm going to take you back up to the studio, Brad Paul, and show you what it looks like. How long ago did you leave?
Oh, it's now 7 years.
7 years.
I have left.
Okay, 7 years. I'm going to take you back upstairs and we'll see what it looks like from behind the scenes. But this is Paul Molefe. Many broadcasters have worked with Paul and will remember him with such fond memories. And if anybody's a wealth of knowledge for the 75 years of SABC News, this is the man. So we'll continue to have him and chat to him.